high-ranking managers of Uganda's economy walked into a briefing by a visiting mission of the International Monetary Fund, at which a fresh outlook of the country's economy was unpacked by the Bretton Woods institution.
If our projections are right, per capita growth this year is going to be zero, so the average Ugandan will not see an increase in GDP. But over the medium term, if the government infrastructure investment goes forward as expected, and the oil sector investment does come through as planned, you could see an increase in growth to 6 to 6.5% over a 3 to 4 year period.
The realities of the findings by the IMF mission also placed technocrats within the management of the economy in a more reflective mood.
At 3.5%, it's much lower growth. There's no question about it. But countries at 3.5% have achieved per capita growth. And us, we can't make it because of high population growth. So we need to do something about population growth.
On poor execution of externally financed projects, the IMF is also amplifying the need for government to take cognizance of the fact that government debt would continue to rise and peak at 41% of GDP over the next 3 years.
But of course, to deliver on that, an enhancement in absorption capacity in government in the execution of these projects is needed. The current expenditure envelope is very tight. Of course, everything needs to balance somehow, but it implies, for example, that social spending stays constant over this fiscal year in shilling terms.
And with official reports that slow absorption and poor execution of externally funded projects by government lingers at under 30%, the Ministry of Finance and Planning has now made specific requests to the IMF
to give us technical assistance on a public investment program. And I think that's what we are now going to, and I think it's a good report. We are going to implement the recommendations and improve that area, that area. Because I think the estimates may not be very good at the time of when you're making estimates for the capital expenditure, which is a multi-year.
On economic recovery going forward, the IMF mission is urging for robust interventions on the agricultural sector so as to lift up on individual earnings and prop up demand.
To the extent that the agricultural sector had been contracting by around -2% on quarter-on-quarter basis for the last 4 quarters, partly because of drought. Now that drought, we believe that drought is not a permanent phenomenon. We believe that which is a contraction should again be reversed and therefore having a positive trend in terms of GDP growth.
Reina Ojon, NTV Business.